last 50 years. Second thing is the evaluation on our relations between the two countries, and thirdly, our vision or our future ahead. So, firstly, I want to uh, introduce with you that this year is very important milestone for both countries because 50 years ago we started our diplomatic relations. It was in May, actually 25th May, 50 years ago, and I heard that the establishment procedure was taken in another country, not in Vietnam, not in Nigeria. So maybe we find out later. I don't know whether Ambassador he will get some information about that. And over the last 50 years, we are very happy to see the remarkable achievements in all fields, in politics, and diplomacy, in trade and economy, in science, education, culture, people to people exchange, and in a great number of other fields. And in the Vietnam's diplomacy, we have three channels of diplomacy. First thing is the party to party channel. Second is the state or government to government channel. So it's a main activities of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is a relation between the governments or between the states. And thirdly, we have people to people channel. So on those three channels, we have been achieved a lot of good results over the last 50 years. So between the two countries, we opened our embassy respectively nearly 20 years ago, right, Ambassador? So
Yeah,
Nigeria,
yeah,
opened,
2008.
Ambassador went there in 2007, and we opened our embassy here 1 year later, in 2008. And between the parties, in Vietnam, you have known already that we have only one single party, which is the Communist Party of Vietnam. And that party has a good relation with the ruling party of Nigeria, which is APC. And besides, we also have a good relation with PDP. And concerning the parliamentary cooperation, so 3 years ago, from Nigeria's side, from the House of Reps, they established the Friendship Parliamentary Group between Vietnam and Nigeria. So that group is totally quite young, and we were planning to send a delegation of the group to Vietnam years ago, but they are not able to make it there to Vietnam because due to their heavy working schedule and some other aspects. But I wish and I hope that they may come to Vietnam soon. And between the top leaders of our countries, we have exchanged a lot of exchanges and delegations interaction, either in Vietnam or in Nigeria. So for the first time, the president of Nigeria, Mr. Obasanjo, he went to Vietnam years ago. I think it was in the 2005. 2005. So 20 years ago already.
Yes.
And during that time, he had a good discussion, interaction with top leaders of Vietnam, and he also had a very wonderful opportunity to have met with our wonderful General Quang Nguyên Giáp, the man who led the nation to defeat the French in Điện Biên Phủ more than 70 years ago. So that general is a very talented army man. So he's also a colleague, a close colleague to our President Ho Chi Minh. Together, they have defeated the French and the American in two consecutive wars more than 80 years ago, 70 years ago, 50 years ago. So it was a very hardship time for Vietnam. And the vice president of Nigeria also has visited Vietnam 4 years ago in 2022. And from Vietnam, we also have sent our deputy minister of the government to Nigeria in 2019. And during that trip, we have signed the agreement for visa waiver of the holders of diplomatic and official passports. So it took effect since that year already. And besides, between the two Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we have exchanged a lot of interaction and visits, either in Vietnam or Nigeria or in a third country at the sidelines of the summits like a BRICS, like a G20 or foreign policy forums. So all that information is covered in the document that we have sent to you. And I think I need to emphasize that in terms of trade and business, especially over the last 10 years, over the last decade, it was remarkably to note that the trade volume between Vietnam and Nigeria has increased 4 times. So in 2015, it was only 250 million USD per year, 250. And then 9 years later, in 2024, and last year in 2025, it reached 1 billion USD per year. So the trade volume has increased very remarkably 4 times. And I think I have discussed with you already about the commodities, the products that we have been exchanging in terms of export and import. So you can find out later in the document we have sent you. And I think in terms of trade and business, there is promising potential and opportunities from both sides in order to move ahead brightly, profoundly, for the sake, for the benefits of the peoples of the two countries. And in other fields, I think we are also very, very proud that the relations between Vietnam and Nigeria is very profound in terms of cooperation, in terms of friendship, in terms of mutual understanding and mutual support, not only on bilateral relations, but also on multilateral platforms and mechanism. So that's a few remarkable, few fields that I want to share with you. Besides, we also have been starting very good steps of the people-to-people exchange. So from Nigeria side, we are very glad that the former ambassador of Nigeria to Vietnam, uh, he is also president or chairman of the Nigeria Vietnam Economic Trade and Culture Association, NVETCA. So under that association, we have been working together a lot in a great deal of projects, initiatives, and programs, networking, linking up the businesses and people from both sides, especially for trade and business missions. And we have exchanged a lot of delegation, and we have been working together to conduct a lot of business forums here in Nigeria and in Vietnam. And the ambassador also himself also went back to Vietnam a few times uh, with his partners and friends to explore business opportunity in Vietnam. And beside Anvetka, we also have a lot of partners in Nigeria, like Nasima, like ACCI, LCCI, yeah. LCCI is the Lagos Chamber of Commerce, ACCI, and also the SME, Small and Medium Enterprises, the National Management Agency, SMEDAN, in short. And also we have been working with a lot of states, chamber of commerce and industry and mining and agriculture. And from the perspective of the embassy, we are very thankful to the interest, to the attention, and also to the good initiatives and proposals put from Nigerian side in order to attract our attention and our cooperation from Vietnam. So we have been doing some business forums in Lagos, in Abia, in Imo, and some other localities in Nigeria, and of course here in Abuja. And at home, our colleagues also conducted a lot of business forums in Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City and other localities. So maybe later His Excellency Ambassador Sunny Bako will share with you about his experience before in Vietnam, and also the exchange, the cooperation between localities, between the provinces of Vietnam and the states of Nigeria. I think a few decades ago, not not lately, due to some reasons, especially the insecurity here in Nigeria. So maybe I think let us skip to have some look at the images reflecting the